wealthy people is that the 1%ers of the world, they get information of economic shifts, consumer behavior patterns and stuff before the masses do, and they position themselves and leverage that. So usually by the time you and I find out about something, what? The opportunity's already passed. And so what we're going to talk about today is a company by the name of IPRO Network, which allows us to create our future now by leveraging this new economy. And what I love about this company, there's no hype, there's no fluff. This is just going to be real transparent information where you can learn about literally multi-billion-dollar industries that we're going to talk about. Number one is e-commerce. How many of you know that e-commerce is a massive, massive shift right now happening in the world? So we're going to talk heavily about that, digital platforms, and also e-currency. How many of you guys here have ever heard of cryptocurrency? Digital currency, Bitcoin, right? Everyone hears about Bitcoin now. Why? Because more and more people are starting to talk about it, like Bill Gates, Sir Richard Branson. Now, when I first heard of Bitcoin, I heard about it when it was $7 a coin. And this is a very sad story because I didn't take action. It was only $7. But I was like this young lady here. I was confused. In fact, I ridiculed it. I said, oh, this is just an online gaming token. This has no value. And I laughed at the person who shared it with me. And I said, you need to get out of here. I'm not going to get involved in anything crazy like that. Well, then it came across my desk again when it was around $300 and $350, and I got involved, and I got heavily involved. So I'm still doing very, very well. I was unsure, but my two favorite mentors, my parents said, son, to really free yourself in life, pay attention to who you pay attention to. And I started hearing Bill Gates talk very heavily about Bitcoin. In fact, he called it the future of money. And so I said, look, I'm unsure about it, but I'm going to get involved because I'm going to pay attention to the 1%ers. And now I'm actually very excited about cryptocurrency. I accept it as a form of payment in my different companies, and I also pay my employees overseas via cryptocurrency. Now, why do I do that? Number one, they get it almost instantly. They can go in Asia up to the cryptocurrency ATM machines and out pops the cash. Also, from a business standpoint, it saves me tens and tens of thousands of dollars a year in payroll fees because I don't have to do bank wires. I don't have to send it through PayPal. So it saves me a lot of money. Now, everything has a natural evolution, right? And so does money. In the beginning, it was kind of like we would barter. I would tell Celia, hey, give me 20 chickens for 10 of my goats, right? That's what we did. Yeah, exactly. And then we created fiat currency, which is paper money that represents that same bartering service. And then it evolved to checkbooks. But here's the thing about checkbooks. How many of you, and be honest, when you're in a long line in a store, and the person at the front of the line waits until everything is rung up and they bring out their checkbook? How does that make you feel? So you guys are laughing right now. How does that make you feel? You get irritated, right? Why? Because there's something faster, more efficient, and more convenient, which is your debit card and credit cards. But remember, your debit card and credit cards is just another form of digital currency in itself, right? So it just started evolving, and then we went to online merchants like PayPal, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, and now we have digital currency. And here's the cool thing. There's a store in China right now. You walk into the store, just like your Apple Pay. Anyone ever use Samsung or Apple Pay? Here? You use it, Jessica? Yeah. I have a friend of mine, he shows off every time we go shopping. He takes out his phone and he goes, boop, just to show off that he has it. But there's a store in China, you walk in, and the doors actually scan your phone. And they know how much money you have in your wallet. You walk in the store, you pick up the item, and you walk out. You don't go register to anybody, the door does it all. So the point is that the future is already here. We think it's way in advance, but it's already here. Everything is naturally evolving. Now, my father, when he first saw debit cards and credit cards, he was completely against it. And he said, oh, they're gonna scam us, they're gonna steal all of our money. I'm staying with checkbooks. And you know, I have two little kids right now, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I always say that one day I'm gonna be in the store and I'm gonna bring out my debit card and credit card and they're gonna be like, Dad, you're embarrassing us. What are you doing with that old school technology? Use your digital currency. So Bitcoin was created by a gentleman by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. He was the inventor of Bitcoin. And the first transaction of Bitcoin, it's a really interesting story because in the beginning, it didn't have any value. A lot of people were just online trading it and kind of testing it. But a lot of the computer geeks of the world, right, they would get together in these forums and talk. And the gentleman in Texas said, hey, I will give someone 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 medium-sized pizzas. And someone took him up on that, and they did the transaction. That was the world's first transaction of digital currency. 2 medium pizzas. Now, those 10,000 Bitcoin today are worth millions and millions of dollars. But at that moment, people realized it had value. And since then, other industrialists have come out and created their own cryptocurrency. Now, I want to go to this site live so you guys can actually see where it's at today. So if we go to CoinMarketCap, it's an online listing site that lists all the current cryptocurrencies. So you can see Bitcoin right now is valued at $2,324. The highest it actually went above $3,000 per coin, which is above gold, right? And remember, I saw this when it was at $7 per coin, and I passed on it. Ethereum is at $211. Ethereum is the one that Bill Gates himself put in $450 million into. So again, why? Start asking yourself why. Now our company, IPRO Network, we're the marketing arm for a new cryptocurrency called Pro Currency, and we hit the exchange in February at 4 cents. 4 cents. February 28th is when we finished our ICO. We hit the exchange a few weeks after that, and look at where we're at today right now live, 36 cents. Is that good or good? To go from 4 cents to 36 cents, where else are you going to get that, right? So this is happening right now all around the world. People are getting more involved in cryptocurrency. But here's what's really exciting for me right now, being involved in this organization. Now, being someone who's heavily involved in cryptocurrency, I was personally looking for a company that had a strategy. Because if you look at the cryptocurrencies, there's over 700 of them on the market right now. Some are worth cents, some are worth dollars, some are worth hundreds of dollars. So the question becomes, why are some worth more than others? And the answer is usability, real transactions. The reason that Bitcoin is worth so much money is because over 2 million retailers accept Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin. I can go to Subway right now and buy a sandwich with Bitcoin, right? You can go to gift.com and buy things right now and utilize your cryptocurrency. In fact, have you guys ever seen a website called BitPremier? Has anyone ever looked at that website called BitPremier? Nobody? Oh, you guys need to get some education tonight. Okay, so BitPremier basically is a website that every single item, let me wait for this to queue up here. Every single item on BitPremier is luxury items. You can buy yachts, you can buy land in France. A friend of mine just bought his Lamborghini 100% with Bitcoin from that website, BitPremier. So you see that it has a lot of usability. For us, our company said, how can we start getting that usability? Well, number one, when you study cryptocurrency, 81% of all transactions right now using cryptocurrency is for online shopping. And that number is on the rise right now every single day. So we said, listen, let's tap into that being our first vertical. Right now, we're going to focus on online shopping. Now, this is my favorite slide of this entire presentation. Right now, only 6% of the entire world's population have heard about cryptocurrency. That means 94% of the entire world have never heard about cryptocurrency. And out of that 6%, only about 2.5% have actually taken action with cryptocurrency. Now, you might be thinking, I gotta take off my jacket. You guys don't mind, right? Yeah. We're all friends here, we're all cool. Okay, so out of that, this is the reason why it's exciting to me. Why do you think it's exciting to me?
Because that means that the market's gonna explode when we get out there and start talking about it, and it's brand new, and we're the forefront of it all.
Absolutely, because remember what I said in the beginning, the rich get richer, why? Because they get information before the masses do. So because of IPRO Network, you and I now can go out and educate the masses about cryptocurrency and in turn, create a future for our children's children. Now, time has proven that as the usability of a cryptocurrency grows, so does the demand. And furthermore, this pushes up the value of the coin. So remember, pay attention to who you're paying attention to. Now, do you guys think that people like Bill Gates, Sir Richard Branson, the 1%ers of the world, the governments, the big banks, do you think that they're ahead of the trends? Right? Bill Gates put in over $450 million into Ethereum. Why? Bill Gates says Bitcoin is exciting me because it shows how cheap transactions can be. In fact, he goes further and says it's the future of money. Remember, this is the same gentleman that predicted that the internet and computers were going to be the future, and he was absolutely correct. So Richard Branson, who owns Virgin Everything, if you guys know, he sends people up to space, right? And in his, what's it called? Virgin Atlantic or something like that, where you can actually buy a commercial flight to space. And those are $250,000, and he accepts Bitcoin. I was actually gonna get one of those tickets, and then I got married, and my wife crushed my dreams. She said, there's no way. She said, there's no way you're going to space whenever you have kids. So, but you can buy that. And he says, I would rather take cryptocurrency as a form of payment than fiat currency any day. Why is he saying that? India, two of the largest regions in India right now are 100% digital currency. They've already gotten rid of their physical money. Sweden has announced they're going digital in the next 5 to 8 years. Kenya is 80% digital currency right now. This is happening, you guys, whether we want it to or not. And some of you guys, who here knows Mark Cuban?
Yep.
The billionaire.
Yep.
Did you guys see what happened with him recently? He actually made fun of Bitcoin. And he said Bitcoin is a bubble, it's gonna burst, it's gonna be terrible. And then 4 days later, he announced that he's investing in a new cryptocurrency because he did his research. And he said, this is the future. So I'll show you that slide here in just a moment. Now, again, it's not a down economy, it's a new economy. And I always have people argue with me when I speak around the world and I talk about this. They say, no, it's not. It's a bad economy, Bishop. It's terrible out there. And I say, well, let me prove it to you. Right now in the world, and you can do the research, there's more millionaires and billionaires today than ever before in history. And on top of that, people and organizations are becoming worth billions faster than ever before in history. Why? They're leveraging the new economy, and it's called the direct sharing economy. So who here has heard of Airbnb or Uber, or have used the platforms? Well, here's the thing that when you really start breaking and diving down into this new economy, it's fascinating. When you look at Airbnb, did they do anything revolutionary? Did they do anything revolutionary, right? People have always traveled and needed a place to stay, right? I'm sure cavemen even said, hey, I need to crash at your cave today. You know what I mean? I gotta stay here for a couple of days, right? It's always been around. And the same thing with Uber, right? People have always needed a ride. What they did was, they didn't change behavior, they gave it a new expression. They partnered the everyday person like you and I, enabled us to make income by leveraging our properties with the new consumer. In this new economy, the new consumer wants an experience. They don't want to be in a stuffy hotel, they want an experience. Same thing with Airbnb. That's why live broadcast, like Facebook Lives and stuff, are so powerful now. People want an experience. So they gave it a new expression. Here's what's powerful. The Hilton and the Marriott, we all know them, right? Massive, massive chains. They have millions of employees, hundreds or thousands of hotels. They've been around for over 60 years. Airbnb has only been around a few years, and they're worth more than the Marriott and Hilton combined. Combined. Now, that might sound exciting to you, right? But cryptocurrency makes me sweat a bit excited. But here's what's even more powerful than that. They don't own a single hotel. They don't have millions of employees. They're just a website. Uber doesn't own thousands of cars. They're just an app. This is the new economy. So we said, how can we become the Airbnb and Uber of the cryptocurrency world? And we realized we could do it by combining e-commerce. Now, our CEO, Armando Contreras, I just love the name Armando Contreras. It's just a cool name. I always tell people I'm gonna change my last name to Contreras, Bishop Contreras. So Armando, he was just here at our big launch event. Now this guy is a visionary. He's 100% about building platforms and technology. He's a very, very much an IT guy, but he's a visionary with extensive multinational business acumen in travel, insurance, and in fact, in Mexico, over 60% of the country goes through his insurance platform. So he's very into technology, but he also has a passion for e-currency and digital systems with a deep knowledge and expertise in technology and platforms that allows the everyday person like you and I to become new economy entrepreneurs, okay? Now we're registered out in the UK, but what I really love is he has an extensive network of retailers and tech-savvy experts that are now accepting digital currency. And you're gonna see why here in a moment, why this is important. So how are we gonna get the usability? Again, from a business standpoint, I was looking for a company that actually had a strategy for getting usability. Number one is our Pro Rewards, number two is our IP and Mall, and number three is our e-marketplace. So how many of you guys here love to shop online? How many of you here love to save? He said, raise your hand up, you know you don't shop online. How many of you guys here love to save money when you're shopping online, right? So, how many of you would love it if I could show you how to make money while you're saving money shopping online, right? So again, 81% of all online transactions is for cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency transaction is online shopping. So what we realize is that there's platforms out there that give cashback rewards, like Ebates. You guys ever heard of Ebates? They have millions and millions of users. What we're gonna do, just like Airbnb, Uber, we're not gonna change consumer behavior. We're gonna give it a new expression. We created the world's first ever coin-back rewards program. So imagine shopping at all your favorite stores and earning free e-currency back as a reward. Now this is actually live. Some of you, anyone here has actually used the app yet? You've used the app? How do you like the app?
Great.
It's great, right? It's phenomenal.
Shopping.
You're just doing your normal shopping that you do every day online, but you're gonna earn e-currency back as a reward. This is exactly what the app looks like. I was talking to a lady who actually brought me up her checks that she gets back from Ebates every month. She was so excited about it. And I said, okay, you go buy a TV for $1,000 and you get $50 back cash. You're excited. And she said, yes, I love it. And I said, well, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna give that a new expression and make it better. And I said, instead of giving you that $50 back US, we're gonna give you our pro currency. And she still didn't get it. She's like, okay, why is that a big deal? And I said, remember, Bitcoin went from $6 cents to over $3,000 a coin. We went from 4 cents to over $50 or 50 cents a coin. I think it was 2 days ago, we hit 50 cents on the open exchange. Then her eyes got big and she goes, oh my God, I get it. You guys are gonna revolutionize the online shopping experience. And I said, absolutely. So you're gonna be able to search by stores and categories. I just did a whole bunch of shopping for babies and kids for my 2 toddlers. And so this is a real live example from one of our team members here. Here's what happened. He spent $300 doing his normal shopping online. He got $35 back in our pro currency. At that time, the coin was at 4 cents. And when we hit 20 cents, his reward had grown to $175. So imagine this, you go shopping, you spend $300, and all of a sudden you have $175 back. Is that good?
Yeah.
But here, I want you to check this out though. When we hit 30, 35 cents, and especially a couple of days ago, he was already in profit. Let me say this again. He was already in profit. So imagine shopping and you can end up in profit. That is revolutionary, you guys. We're the only company that has this technology that came out with this. So you and I, as IPN representatives, we can go out and share this with anyone. They do not have to be a part of IPRO Network to download and use this app, okay? But here's what's cool. Every time someone gets a coin back reward, like let's just say he goes out and gets a coin back reward, I get 10% of all his rewards he gets for shopping, every single month. And I can share this with as many people as I want. Now, if he ever decides to become part of IPRO Network, he's automatically already coded to my organization, okay? So when you get those rewards back, what can you do with them? Well, you can sell it live on the exchange. I just showed you we're a real cryptocurrency really on the exchange. So you can go and exchange that and put that into your bank account. Or you can hold on to it for speculation to see if we keep increasing in value. Or you can use it at any of our approved merchants. So here we have our e-marketplace. And before I go into this, I want you to understand, every time someone goes and does shopping and they get that coin back reward, what is that?
It's money in your bank.
It's a real transaction, real value happening with our coin, which does what? Increases the value of our coin. Real transactions, you guys, real usability. So here with our e-marketplace, what's your name? Patricia. So let's say that Patricia has a store, she's a merchant. We're gonna go out and educate retailers and merchants about cryptocurrency. Because remember, most of them have no clue. But are offline retailers struggling right now?
Yes.
Absolutely. So we're gonna educate them about cryptocurrency and allow them to get in front of a whole new consumer base. And if they do that and they accept cryptocurrency, number one, we're gonna give her 100 free pro currencies, right? That she can have, but also she can put her products and services on our e-marketplace, but she has to accept at least 20% of that retail value in our pro currency. So if she has an item that's $100, at least $20 of that she has to accept in pro currency.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which increases the value of our coin. But it's a win-win situation for her because now she's in front of a whole new consumer base. Now this is what really gets me excited. How many of you guys here love Amazon? Right? Amazon is massive, worth over $350 billion today. Why? Because you can find the same items you can find in the mall on Amazon cheaper, right? That's why they're worth so much money. Well, we've created the world's first online shopping portal, just like Amazon, but it's 100% digital currency, the world's first. So imagine finding the same items you can see on Amazon on our store cheaper. So this is an example here, this Vince Camuto mini cross bag. $249 in the store. If you go to Amazon, it's $168, which is great. That's why people go to Amazon. But if you go to our Pro Mall and use our Pro currency, it's 60% off the Amazon price. That's huge, guys. It's only $67.20 off the Amazon price. That's amazing. And then here we have this bedding right here, $299 in the mall. On Amazon, $121. For us, it's 40% off the Amazon price, $72.93.
I'm missing that. How you doing that?
That's the inside secret, my friend. I'll show you. So basically, what happens is the people behind our organization are really big in e-commerce. I'm an e-commerce guy myself. I build out different e-com stores. So we know how to source and get all these different products, and based on volume, we're able to get these kind of deals. So the people behind this are making millions and millions of dollars a month in e-commerce and drop shipping and stuff like that. So that's how we're able to get these prices. They built out this platform. Okay. So in addition to that, here's another example: $200 for this TV stand, $144 on Amazon, $100 for us. My wife's favorite slide, $299 on Amazon. I mean, on the mall. On Amazon, it's $174.98. But with us, it's 40% off the Amazon price, only $104.98. And now that I've actually been looking at this, I always say it's my favorite slide now too, because it's saving me money buying her all of these shoes that she loves. Yeah, plus we're making 10%. So this is amazing, you guys. Now, remember, Amazon became worth so much money because they were ahead of the trend, right? They knew consumer behavior was shifting and going to click and order instead of brick and mortar, right? We're ahead of the next trend, which is online shopping with digital currency. I just showed you guys 81%. So if Amazon created this, what can we create being ahead of the next trend? And we're the only ones that have this. So every time people go to this platform and they buy something, real usability, real transaction, which does what? Increases the value of our coin. So there's a real strategy here. So let's talk about our products. As I mentioned, everything went from brick and mortar to click and order. The last 10 years, look at what happened to retail. Best Buy and Macy's dropped dramatically. Best Buy went from $28.4 billion to $14.5 billion. Macy's went from $24.3 billion to $13 billion. In fact, they just closed another 100 stores. They just announced it. Kohl's went from $24.2 billion to $9.9 billion, and Sears dropped from $27.8 billion down to $1.3 billion. Wow. And you guys know the store BB or Bebe, whatever it's called? Yes. They just closed all of their stores. Now, here's what's powerful. This last Christmas season, which is the main shopping season of the year, right? That's when retailers make all their money. For the first time in history, online shopping outdid offline shopping. More people sat at home in their pajamas and ordered their gifts than getting dressed and going to the mall. By double. Never happened before in history. So again, they say success leaves clues, right? And I said earlier in this presentation, I learned that wealth creation is also paying attention to the trends. This is a massive shift happening because if you look at the same time, these were dropping. Look at Amazon, click and order, grew by 1,910%. Up to, they went from $17.5 billion to $351.8 billion. That's massive, you guys. This is happening whether we want it to or not. Now, so let's talk about our products. I like to call this presentation how to create a freedom business by leveraging the new economy. Because it's all about freedom. How many of you guys know you can make a lot of money but not be free? Right? I've done it. It's very painful. It's not a good experience whatsoever to make a lot of money but not be free. So here, one of the things we're going to do is empower our members. Those of you who want to go through this training can go through it and create an online e-commerce business. Okay? Because whether you know it or not, there are everyday people just like you and me by the thousands around the world that are making life-changing income with their e-com businesses. Amazon stores, eBay stores, and Shopify stores. We got two e-commerce guys right here. I'm an e-commerce person myself. I've been featured and blessed to be featured in New York Times bestselling books with some of my e-com strategies. So I do a lot of e-commerce businesses, and guess what? I sell products all around the world that I never see. I never touch them. I don't have a warehouse. I don't have overhead of thousands of employees. I just use my laptop. That's the new economy. So we're going to teach you guys how to do this. So when you buy one of our training packages, our first one here is our e-com product blueprint. This is our basic package. You're going to get 120 easy to understand training videos that you can watch at the comfort of your home. Okay? Now, we're going to show you here how to set up your store, how to start product sourcing. It's $100 with a $50 annual fee, so it's $150. But if you notice, you're gonna get 100% coin back reward. So what this means is you buy this training for $100 and you're gonna get 100% of our coin as well. Is that good or good? So if we give that to you, how much did you really spend on this training? Nothing. And here's what I want you to understand. This training has already been in the marketplace. There's over 90,000 people have already gone through this training. There's over 9,000 success stories of people making serious, 9,000. Michael's like, really over 9,000 success stories of people around the world that are creating full-time incomes with this training. Now, I can also tell you that for this type of training, people spend upwards of $25,000+ for this training. And I can tell you that because I know what I charge personally to coach and mentor people. Then we have our AS Inspector here. This is additional tools and resources so you can start automating your business. How many of you guys love automation? Right? Because that helps you become free. You're making more money by working less. This package is $500 and you're gonna get 102% coin back. Then we have our Ecom Pro, which is our accelerated package. Here, we're gonna teach you more about product sourcing. In the beginning, when you're first doing drop shipping or setting up your e-commerce store, you're gonna make anywhere from $4 to maybe $47 per item sold. Here, we're gonna teach you how to really product source and make hundreds of dollars per item sold. Who would rather make hundreds of dollars per item sold? But here's a real funny story. My older brother, who came and worked for one of my companies, I was in my other office one day setting up my e-com stuff. And I'm the youngest in the family, so no matter what I create in life, they make fun of me, they just like, whatever, it's Bishop, no big deal. So he comes into my office and he's out there working with the employees. He comes in and he sees me working on my computer on my e-com store. And he looks over my shoulder, he's like, oh, you made $5 on that item. Oh, that's great, like mocking me, like really mocking me. And I said, John, you're looking at the wrong number. I sold over 3,700 of them in a 48-hour period. And then he goes, okay, I'm gonna go back to my office now. So I want you to realize that this is really powerful information that can set you free. Then we have our Ecom Jam package. This is $2,500. You're gonna get 107% coin back, an extra 7%. And here we teach you more about high converting sales pages. And one of the most important things when you become a new economy entrepreneur is email marketing. The money is in the list. How many of you guys have ever heard that? I can tell you from experience, it is absolutely true. When you learn the skill set of building a list, you will make money for the rest of your life if you know how to do it properly. Okay? For the rest of your life. This is one of the most important things you can learn in this new economy. It's your greatest asset. Then here we have our Elite Amazon training. This is our professional package. $5,500, you're gonna get 110% coin back, so an extra 10%. Now, this strategy is called Fulfillment by Amazon. And you guys ever heard of this before? Fulfillment by Amazon. Now, what's powerful about this strategy is completely different than the others. Here, like let's just say you see this water bottle selling a lot online. We're gonna show you how to go get this remanufactured, recreated with your own twist on it, put your own name on it, it becomes your own brand, your own product, and you send it into Amazon. They warehouse it for you, they handle all the fulfillment, all the shipping, customer support, everything. You just do the marketing and collect the checks. Okay, this is a very powerful strategy because your profit margins are so much bigger. A good friend of mine, Jim, he didn't want to learn this strategy. He didn't want to learn e-commerce. He's an internet marketer. And as he started seeing us make money, he actually dived into it. And now he makes upwards of $1 million per month in his e-com stores. He lives here in California, really good friend of mine. Now, let me back that up with, I'm not guaranteeing you guys are gonna go make $1 million a month. I'm just saying this information is life-changing if you apply it. But here's the deal. You do not have to go through this training, right? We already know it's gonna be about 10% of people that actually go through this training and set up their e-commerce stores. But here's the strategy. Let's say over the next 2 years, we have 1 million members, right? Which we could do, right? There's companies that have done that. And let's say that 10% of people go through this training and set up their new e-commerce stores. That's 100,000 new stores online, right? But they're also accepting our pro currency. What does that mean? Real usability, real transaction, increase the value of our site. So you can see that we have a strategy with every aspect of our business model. We have the most advanced digital coin usability model on the market today, backed by a strong legal team with over 25 years experience in the industry. In fact, our products have a proven sales history without being attached to an income opportunity. This is absolutely powerful, you guys, when you understand what our program has here for you. So now let's talk about the compensation plan, which I know a lot of you are here for. How many of you guys would love to learn how you can travel the world, come back worth more money than when you left?
Yeah.
Go to sleep, wake up worth more money than when you went to bed, right? That's what we're gonna talk about here is the compensation plan very quickly. So we have our direct sale bonus. You're gonna receive a 10% direct sale bonus on any package sold directly by you. So if you sell a professional package, it's $5,500, you make how much? $550. If you sell an accelerated, you make $150. But here's what's powerful about our business model. It doesn't matter what level you're at, you can sell any one of these packages. I was talking to a lady yesterday in LA, and she thought she had to have this to sell it, because a lot of companies do that. They say you have to have this package if you want to sell it and make the commission. We don't play those kind of games here, okay? But as we go through this, I want you to understand, income stated is hypothetical or based on a per sale basis, and is not indicative or representative income that any specific participant may earn. Meaning, you're gonna get out of it what you put into it, right? We're all adults here. You know, if you don't do any work, you don't make anything. Then we have our binary. Anyone here ever worked a binary before? Binary, everyone's familiar with that? So here with the binary, what you're gonna do is binary means two. Bi means two. You're gonna build and override two sales teams, a left sales team and a right sales team. Just like when I owned call centers, I would have people selling on the floor, and then we would hire a floor manager who would help everyone make sales, and they would get an override of the entire office. Same process here. So on your right team, every time you guys make sales, that's considered volume. So if you have 100,000 in volume on your right sales team this week, and 50,000 in volume on your left sales team this week, you get paid 10% on the weaker team volume, which would be $5,000 for the week. Okay, you guys got that? Now, what's powerful is we have something called volume centers. And you can get with the person that invited you out and they can explain this to you. It's a little bit too much information to go through tonight, but just know that we have a binary on steroids, where literally you don't have to do what a lot of people do in other companies. They come in and they get multiple positions. Here, you don't have to do that because we have the world's first binary that has volume centers. So with these volume centers, you basically collect the volume from your binary, and they only pay you out in binary commissions. And each one of them cap out at $12,500 per week. That's an additional $300,000 in income potential a month. Now, when you add that onto your actual position, which caps out at $35,000 a month, your income potential is $440,000 per month with one position. Anyone here can live on that? I mean, you might need a private island and a private boat or something. So that's unlimited depth. Then we have our matching bonus, which is unlimited width. So you're gonna get paid 1% on your first team. So not only do I make 10% on my direct sell commission, I make 10% on the binary, but let's say I signed up this whole first row. Everything you guys make every single week in your binary, I make 10% match. Then you guys go out and refer the second row, I make another 10%. You guys go to the third row, I make 20%. So now they're my favorite people, sorry guys. And then they refer the next row, I make another 20%. I want you to realize the power of this. These are people, right, from around the world that I don't know. Never met them before, and I'm making 20%. John Paul Getty, the world's first, America's first billionaire, said, I'd rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. That's why he became a billionaire. So when you combine this with the binary, it's powerful. Here's what's happened for me in the last couple months, since December, working the binary. We have a massive team now all over the world. So every day I go to sleep and wake up, there's more sales on my right, there's more sales on my left from people I've never met. So that means if I wake up today and I say, I don't want to make any money, none, I'm still going to make money whether I want to or not. How many of you guys want to be in that position? See, this is what we're talking about. This is leverage and freedom. Then we have our leadership rank advancement. You can get anywhere from 1% to 3% override on your entire team's volume. So if your team goes out and does $1 million in sales this month, and you get 3% of that, how much is that? You guys don't have to whisper. It's not a secret. $30,000, absolutely. $30,000. So how many of you can go to your boss today and say, you know what? I was thinking about getting a $30,000 raise. Would they give it to you? No, of course not. They always tell people, so why not give it to yourself, right? How many of you here have job security? Right? See, I ask that question all around the world, whether I got 2,000 people in the room or 200 people in the room. No one ever raises their hands. And I always tell people, I will always have job security because I'll always hire myself. And that's the mindset you have to have in this new economy. So when commissions are earned, they're paid out as follows. 70% is cash, 30% goes and buys you more coins to keep growing your asset. I call this my lifestyle money. This is my legacy money. And I'll tell you why. If you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin 7 years ago, how much would it be worth today?
Wow. 79 million.
How much?
79.
79 million was absolutely a great $100. worth of Bitcoin. If you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin 7 years ago on MSN Money, you'd be sitting on $72.9 million today. $72.9 million. Now you see why I say the 30%. I call it my legacy money to leave for my children's children. So this is absolutely powerful, you guys, what we have in place here. And we're pretty much done here. So we have something for everyone. You can purchase the e-profit system and potentially benefit greatly when you apply what you've learned. Or you can share the IPN platform and get compensated, which is the direct sales side. Or you can acquire and collect as many Pro Reward coins as possible to use or trade them. Now, this is how it breaks down. For the $100 level, you get a $500 weekly cap, all the way up to the $5,500 professional. You get $35,000 weekly cap, not including the volume centers, which whoever brought you here will explain to you. And then you also get all 4 levels of the matching bonus and 110% of the coin. An extra 10% would be good, right? Who here would like another 10% of Bitcoin? Right? That would be pretty powerful. So someone can come here and literally join with the basic package and earn their way to the very top of our compensation plan because we have that rank leadership advancements, right? Where you can go from Pro 3 to Pro 7, where you're getting the 3% override. So you can actually work your way to the top of the compensation plan. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is, can you upgrade? I know some of you are already thinking that. Yes, you can. So let's just say you're at the $1,500 level, you got 104% coin back, and then next month you want to upgrade. You can do that, you'll just pay the difference, but you will not get the extra 10%. Okay, that's only for the initial purchase. It's very important you understand that. It's only for the initial purchase that you get that extra bonus. And so that's it, you guys. So you're either a yes, no, or maybe. And I'll leave you with a quick story. A good friend of mine who's a trainer, you've heard this story before. He actually had 2 really good clients of his ask him to invest $1,500 into their business. And he said, okay, let me go to your location. He went to their location. He walks in and there's just some computers there with a bunch of wires. And he goes, you know what, this isn't for me. And he passed on. He's like, I don't think this is going to take off. Well, those 2 guys turned out to be the founders of Google. The founders of Google. He'd be worth billions of dollars today if you would have given him $1,500. So he was in the right place at the right time, right? But he wasn't the right person. He didn't recognize the opportunity staring him in the face, just like I did it when I saw Bitcoin at $7, right? So what does that mean? Right now, all of us are looking at a massive revolutionary opportunity. The question is, are you the right person? If you have questions, get with the person that invited you out, get your questions answered, but then get positioned. You do not want to wait to get positioned because we have meetings going on all around the world right now. And the computer does it by whoever signs up gets placed, okay? Or if you're a no, and you're like, hey Bishop, I don't care what Bill Gates says, this is just not for me, then that's fine. I appreciate you coming out here, but do something. My definition of poor, P-O-O-R, is passed over opportunities regularly. So don't let anyone tell you it's a down economy. You can create the life that you want to in absolute freedom. Or if you're a yes like me, welcome to the team. I look forward to working with you guys. We have meetings here every Tuesday at the same time, so you guys can come here every Tuesday, invite your guests. We also have multiple webinars and presentations happening every single day for you guys to give you all the support and everything you need. And that's my time, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.